Hi, Marilyn here with Cotton and Chocolate. We're doing Halloween Figs with a Twist. This is month 5, and we're doing block 11, which is the box star block. And we're actually making 2 blocks for this. They both look exactly the same. This is where they are in the quilt. You can see one right here, and then there's one almost right beside it in the quilt. Okay, so the cutting, the black solid is actually this green that you had from last month, and you're going to cut 4 3-inch squares. You're going to cut a half on the diagonal so you get triangles. Then the orange with circles is actually this little print that you had in your kit this month, and you're going to cut 2 3 1/4-inch squares, 1/2 on the diagonal twice to get little triangles. The gray with circles is this purple. You're going to cut 4 3-inch squares, cut it half on the diagonal to get your triangles. The cream with black circles is actually, I'm using these dark yellow that you have from previous month, and you're going to cut 8 1.5-inch squares, and those go in that very outside of the block. Okay, and then from the ivory solid, you're going to cut a 2 3 1/4-inch squares, and those go right in the center of the block, you can see. And then cut 2 2.5-inch squares, and then cut 8 1 7/8-inch squares and half on the diagonal for your little triangles. Okay, so when you get ready to sew, the first thing that you're going to do is make these units right here. So you're going to take your E and your B, which is your light yellow and your floral, and sew them together in pairs. And you're going to make 8 of those, 4 for each block. So I have those sewn together. I press towards the dark, and then you're going to add the green. Okay, and these square up to 2.5 inches. So if you don't have, if you need to square those up. And I've been taking some Deb Tucker classes at our shop, and I just was introduced to this terrific ruler, which is that you can use a square ruler, but this is the Tucker trimmer, and it's meant to do exactly this. And what it does is you just place this, they have a 2-inch measurements on this Tucker trimmer, and 2.5, and you place it right directly on here, and it has a grid or a line that goes directly down that diagonal, and then diagonal down the other way. So you know that your block is centered, and I've already squared this up. I had to trim a little bit up, and then I can turn it the other way and then cross check that it's still squared up nicely. So isn't that slick? I am very excited about that. So we do have these at the shop, and this is the little, it's called, I'll lay it right here, it's called the Tucker trimmer. I don't know if you can see it on that. Let me see if I have it on a plain white piece of paper. You can see it, the Tucker trimmer. So that's really a nice ruler for squaring things up, and it does a lot of other things, of course. Okay, so that's block number 1, unit number 1, and you need 8 of those, 4 for each block. And then unit number 2 is 2 of these light yellow squares against a dark yellow. It's right here, and that's in that outside corner. So you're going to, again, make those little units that have your triangle against your square. We've been making a lot of those. Okay, so you recognize that. And then you're going to add your purple to the bottom. And again, square that up to 2.5 inches. And those go on the outside of each block. So here and here, those go on the outsides, and these go on the insides around. I've only made 1 of each, but you get the idea, and you can see it in the block right here. So here are these on the outside with the yellow squares, and then these go on the inside, and they kind of spin around. Okay, so 4 for each block, and that's it. It's as simple as that. Okay, so you'll have 2 of those for your box star block, and I'm pressing to the dark. On these, I'm pressing outside for the triangle. Okay, and you're set to go for month 5, and that's it. Thank you so much.